Hello, I'm Anthony Andrews, co-owner of 2023, a men's haberdashery. We make custom men's bow ties handcrafted here in Lynchburg, Virginia. I've been actually given the opportunity to talk to you guys about the break-even point of your business, which is an amazing thing because that's the point when you start making money for your company, all right? I started teaching young kids how to start a business through the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, which happens to go through the Lynchburg Regional Business Alliance. And through that program, I was thinking to myself, if these kids would like to start businesses, I want to actually do one with them to show them that it could be done. And throughout that process, I always struggled with the financial part. Just because I've never been a math person, and so math was definitely my weakness. So me reaching out to a CPA actually helped. In that process, I learned about income statements, I learned about a balance sheet, I learned about your profit and loss statement, and of course, I learned about your cash flow projection. And I think those 4 statements are very, very important to not only starting your business, but also sustaining your company. So what exactly is a break-even point? Simply, break-even point is when your business stops losing money and you start making a profit. Now, of course, 9 times out of 10, if you're a brand new business, you may not break even for the first year or 2. And that's completely fine. What we like to call it in our business is going in the red. You may go in the red the first, the second, even the 3rd year. But once you get into the black, once you start breaking even, that means that your business can start being its own entity, which means you don't have to keep putting money into your business. It can be on its own. It can grow without you having to put your own personal dollars, or if you have an investor, not without them having to put their own dollars in. And then there's also, you can reap rewards from that process. Simply, when people start business, they want to make money. Obviously, they're inspired by other things going on in their community as well. They want to help people. They may have a social entrepreneurship opportunity about them, but they really, really want to make money. And it's the money you make after you subtract your cost of goods and variable costs. Now, just roll with me here. If you can paint the picture in your mind, just think about it. Your break-even point is your selling price, okay, minus your cost of goods sold, minus variable costs, and you get your gross profit, okay? Now, let me walk you through that process because I'm going to explain it to you how it's explained to me and how I understand it. Keep in mind, I'm not a math person whatsoever, so if I can understand it, you can definitely understand it. So think about this as an example, or you can actually write this formula down at home if you want to. It's the fixed costs being anything from insurance, electricity, if you have a brick and mortar store, if you have an online store, it may be your e-commerce, it may be your hosting price every month, right? So it's your monthly fixed costs divided by your gross profit, okay? And that will give you the break-even point. That's your break-even point. So write that down, okay? Fixed costs divided by your gross profit equals your break-even point. We'll come back to that formula in just a second. I'm gonna give you some examples on my end from a bow tie maker and actually how that works. All right, so let's pretend that you're making bow ties with me. We're in business together. We have a 3rd partner with you, okay? Gross profit of one bow tie happens to be $30. So if my selling price, for an example, is one bow tie $40 to sell to the consumer or to a client, right? But then I minus my cost of goods and variable costs, which happens to be labor, which happens to be interfacing, hardware, fabric, marketing, branding, the boxes, the supplies, everything. So you still follow me? You good? Okay, great. So $40 bow tie, I'm selling at a price, minus the $10, that gives me $30 gross profit. Now I know what you're saying. You're like, man, Anthony, $30 per bow tie? You can put that right in your bank account and make it work, and that's money in your pocket. I wish it was that easy because there's a thing called taxes. And so sometimes that will eat you up, especially if you're a consumer product or you're creating something that people will love. So let me walk you through this other process, okay? Because gross profit is not the end. You really want to get down to your net profit, all right? So let's just follow me for a second. All right, so let's say that I am selling my product online, which I am. I'm gonna go through some of the fixed costs that I may incur. There's insurance, right? There will be $65 a month. There's web hosting, that's about $6.50. Taxes is another $130. Marketing may be $117 because I've marketed or created a marketing budget throughout the year. Internet may cost me $50, and then licenses and permits another $25. Now this is all monthly costs. I don't have a brick and mortar store, so everything is coming out of my home. So that comes up to a total of $393.50. All right, so do you remember that $30 we were talking about in gross profit? Okay, let's back up for a second. Do you remember the formula that we talked about? Fixed costs divided by gross profit equals your break even. All right, so that $393.50 that we talked about for fixed costs divided by that $30, I would have to create 14 bow ties a month to break even. Now on that 15th bow tie, that $30 gross profit now comes into my account. Now I can reap the rewards of that, okay? But before that, I have to break even. I have to make some money so I can pay all of those costs, taxes, insurance, licenses, permits, labor, supplies, all of that good stuff. So remember, 14 bow ties I have to produce a month to break even, okay? Are you still following me? Good. So that's all I have for you, break even point. You can always contact me. My contact information is right here on the screen. And let me know if you have any questions. I'll be more than welcome to walk you through the process. Thank you.